Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Paramount part number 9515. This is a template filler plate, 4.5 inch by 1.5 inch zinc plated. Let's take a look. Certainly 4.5. 1.5 inch in the width, yes, most definitely. I was tempted to say that looked like it was a bit wider. Steel, for sure. Zinc plated, yep, absolutely. That's for corrosion resistance. The thickness of the item, 0.136 thick. A regular 4.5 inch. A regular 4.5 inch. Hinge, a standard weight's going to be 0.134, so yeah, this is what you need. Screws are not included with this. We can sell you screws to go along with this material. You'll have to reach out to us. We don't have them linked to here in the site. What I'll do is I will add a link. By the time you're seeing this video, there will be a link in our site to where you can purchase screws for these. Okay. There is a link below this video to a document called Template, where you can review parts and accessories from Paramount. It's a 2-page endeavor. There's only, there are 3 reinforcing plates and then 1 filler plate. So this would be the only filler plate that there is. Sold as each, it's very likely you're going to need 3 or 4, depending on the height of your door. So be mindful of the fact that they're sold as each. And I will add a link to screws down below. Finally, speaking of down below, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page. Let's back up. Why would you need these? Well, because you have a preparation in a frame that you need to blank off the hinge prep, or maybe a door. Here's the thing. There are three hinge filler widths that exist. 1.5 inch, 1.5 inch, 1.75 inch. 1.5 is generally going to be used for your beveled edge doors that are not reversible. They can also be used in frames and are used in frames commonly. Your application might require 1 5/8 inch, or even for a non-handed door that's cut all the way through, that you will use a hinge handing plate, a reversible plate, to fill in the hinge backset, 1.75 inch. So be mindful, before you just order them, make sure of what size that you need. And what I mean by that is, a very likely scenario for these is where you are blanking off the hinges in a frame because you're adding a continuous hinge, full surface, to the face of the door and frame. That would be very typical. You want to make sure that the 1.5 inch or 1 5/8 inch or 1.75 inch is appropriate, because what you can't have is that hinge plate sticking off the face of the frame slightly, and then you can't get your hinge plate, your continuous hinge, applied to the door and frame, and then you can you don't want to have to go through the effort of grinding down the hinge plate to make it fit. So be mindful. If you need one that's not 1.5 inch, let us know. We'll help you. But 1.5 inch is pretty awfully common, especially in frame applications. You very likely could be adding hinge fillers for cosmetic reasons. Very typical. You might be adding hinge fillers because you were told by an inspector to blank off the hinge prep. I can't think necessarily why that would be mandatory to have if you were taking a fire-rated door and installing a continuous hinge. Why that would be mandatory, except the default position when it comes to hardware on fire-rated doors is that you have to follow the installation instructions. So surely the installation instructions for a continuous hinge would assume there are no preparations for other hinges on the door and frame. So you might blank them off for that reason. And plus, again, it's cosmetic in nature. Every time I sell these, it's just because, hey, I don't want to see that hinge prep in the door or the frame. So that's why you might use it. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page in our website, where you can pull up not only all the Paramount products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the Paramount 9515 4.5 by 1.5 zinc-plated hinge filler, or any other Paramount product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.